Warriors, what's good? We out here on a night walk. It's been a minute since we did one of these. We used to do these on YouTube, you know. Not that I had a lot of warriors at that point in time that was locking in with me, but nevertheless, here we are. First and foremost, shout out to all the warriors doing their thing. I see all of y'all, man. I see y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I'm always sending tons of positive energy to you in waves. You already know how we do. All across the world. My folks in Europe, my folks in Africa, South America, you already know. I love y'all, man. It's not like there's a lot of y'all, but y'all just happen to be on different continents. And then all of the new warriors that I've been able to connect with over the IG. It's been incredible. So, you know, when we do the night walk, it's pretty serious. So, I've been having a lot of thoughts about what I want to share in regard to something that's been popping up in the meditation. Apathy. You know? How it works. How it's created. And the effects that it has on you. So there's a lot of things right now, like right now especially, I mean, take your pick, right? That could hijack your mind and your emotions. And I would be remiss if I didn't say something about the young melanated brothers that are being murdered. It's what it is, you know? Now, I know a lot of you have your own personal opinions, and that's cool, and I have mine, but more or less what I want to talk about is let's do a better job of hollering at our young brothers. And just like, look, you know, you got to be more observant to be able to use discernment about who you hanging around. And I gave it a lot of thought to this about, yo, why is this happening so easy, you know? And I get that I grew up in a different generation where things were different as far as like social and peer groups, right? And then that also had a lot to do with where I grew up and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, let's do a better job of just hollering at our brothers. Discernment, man. Use it. 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 Please. And even right now, while I'm even like talking to you guys, I got so many thoughts that are coming through my head. I don't want the message to get lost. So to give something on that whole thing without ignoring the importance of it, I'm just going to say, let's be a lot more observant and discerning about the kind of energies and people we keep in our inner circle. And that can go so many different ways, but in particular, we're talking about these murders. But outside of that, just people who you deal with. Warriors, you know something ain't right about them. Let's create that boundary so you can keep your balance, to operate out of a clear mind, so whatever you may need to do at a particular time, you can do it or avoid certain things. Been having that conversation a lot. So back to apathy. I've been doing a lot of studying. I've been studying quite a bit. Cognitive physics. Looking at the relationship between light vibration and the signals that it give our brain, and therefore from our brain, what are we creating? We already know thoughts create chemicals. Chemicals create hormones. Hormones have us operating out of a certain space. We already know that. So what kind of chemicals are influencing us? And I mean, we got the obvious, you know, food, environment, drugs, people, all those kind of things. But beyond that, in the collective mass, what signals are being thrown out, and are they working for us or are they working against us? The reason why I'm saying this, it seems as if like right now, they trying to tie everybody up into, one, the Hunger Games, the World Cup. I love sports and I hope you guys are enjoying it, but the politics, the money, just some of the things I've seen, it just looks like the Hunger Games to me, all controlled, So it's like they're feeding you all these feel-good things, or they're giving you a lot of information that is going to affect your nervous system in one way or another, hijacking your system. Especially right now, we're in the summer, long days, you can get complacent, get off beat. But trust me, when September rolls around, going into October, it's gonna be like a cliff. And if you haven't stayed disciplined in you, have this nagging thought and feeling that when they throw you off and then they hit us with something big, they have in the past. We've seen what happened in 2020 and other events that we've recently seen, to try to make you feel like, what's the point? Put you in an apathetic state. Well, this is where the discipline comes in. Because regardless of how you feel, you do what you're supposed to do. And this is one of the things that I love about the summer, especially when I was a kid playing football. You doing tour days in 100-degree weather at 8 o'clock in the morning, sweating. Pain, but good pain. Pushing yourself to the limit to get ready for the season. So any of you who played sports or had to get ready for something, I think that should be the approach right now, to ward off what, like I said, this is a nagging feeling of they're trying to put the critical thinkers in a place of apathy, to make you feel like whatever you say or do doesn't matter, when that is not true. And the only way it can be true is if you leave to think it and believe it. Mind science all day. We know what it's about. So I had a chance to look at some of these hearings at the Fed level when they was talking about that MIND program. We already know what it is. And some of the things that they were doing, and is it still intact, so on and so forth. And then in my stories, I posted a podcast, Sean Ryan podcast. He had a guy on there, cognitive physicist, and he was just talking about some of the effects of DMT and how when he used a light laser and shine it on the wall, he can see the code. That got me to thinking a whole lot with what I just said about like that program, and then these screens that we on, and the ability to manipulate vibration and light to have you operate from a certain space. Now, I went into a deep dive that I don't think I'm able to get into fully here, but I'll just mention it. Even looked at the foods we eat in, as having an acidic body, how you got different parasites that hit you in the pancreas, the liver, the bladder, throughout your intestinal alignment, and what you have to do to detox or rid your body of these things. And I can say firsthand, doing a true detox, not just your regular detox, but The one where you're trying to deworm the body has been a very, very eye-opening firsthand experience in regard to understanding that these parasites have intelligence, and how with the full moon, with people getting crazy, they might have an acidic body, I feel like I'm getting a little off track, so let me wind it back in. We're going to continue to get into it. We're still inside this retrograde, which is why I've been very easy about getting on the screen. In the retrograde, communication can be very difficult or misunderstood, and technology messes up, so on and so forth. So that's why y'all really haven't seen me. I've been doing that inner work. And we'll get into some of that another time. But taking it back to the original topic, apathy. We've all dealt with it at some point, at some place in our life. Doesn't feel good. Tries the brain going shame, guilt, low vibrations. But I want us to continue to pay attention to where we are. Do not let your nervous system get hijacked. If you don't have a routine, start working on one. And even if you got one and you not use it, keep thinking about it until you do start to do it. It's critical at this point in time. We got about, 8 weeks or so left in the summer, more or less, something like that, I don't know, maybe less. But I just feel like when the seasons change, it's going to be very different this year. It feels like this is like one of the first years that things are vaguely becoming normal again. We got stuck in this very mundane, slow dragging out energy after 2020. And it seemed like this year people are back to concerts and outside and enjoying the weather, which will make you feel good. But I just got a feeling they're going to try to hit us with some bull. So make sure you locked in. Make sure you're doing your breathing. Make sure you're doing your grounding so that you can be clear-minded. I can't overstate that. That's critical at this point in time because of the way the planets are shifting. We're all going through some major shifts. So you don't want to get caught in transition and stuck in purgatory within yourself because you did not do the necessary things that you needed to do so that you can stand 10 toes down and walk into more of who you truly are. I'm gonna leave it here. Like I said, it's a night walk, baby. I love these. It's just a different type of energy. Sending positive, loving, strengthening, empower energy to each and every one of you. Y'all elite. I'm not looking for the likes. I appreciate it, but I'm not looking for the likes. And if these messages ain't cool, keep it moving. No pressure, no worries. But for the warriors who catching me in the ethers and understand what I'm saying beyond the vibration of the syllable of these words, let's stay locked in. I'm gonna get with y'all soon. Peace.